Hello, welcome to Woodline Tracking. It's a very hot day here in Ohio, but it's a great day. It's a day that the Lord's given us. Remember, having a relationship with God is the best thing you can have. And I urge you to keep on working on that, and that's the most important thing. Here's my son. He's one of my squires. He's in training, and he's came a long way and came close to passing the night shooting qualification with a rifle, but he's passed the night shooting with a pistol qualification. He's passed his land nav. He's coming along to be a great young man with great skills. So he's in the video here today with me. Today we're going on we're continuing the series we're doing on training a 4th gen night, and this is number 8, and it's going to be on land nav and distance. Measuring distance accurately so you know how far you have traveled. There's several ways of doing it, and all of this is in our handbook or in our addendums. Remember, you guys can go online and order our stuff. So, son, what are the 3 main methods of measuring distance when you're doing land nav?
Pace count.
That's the first one, and that's where, explain it.
You start with your right foot, and every time your left foot hits, that's 1 pace.
Yeah, and you go and you'll mark out a distance of 100 meters, and you see how many.
Like if yours is like 66, like paces will equal 100 meters. So you know once you hit 66, you'll reach 100 meters.
And how do you remember that? You write it down on your compass, right?
Yeah.
So you write it here on your compass, so you always know you don't forget it. Alright, what's the next one?
Time.
And speed.
Yeah, speed.
And that's basically if you know your average pace, time.
If you walk you walked 100 meters in say 45 seconds. When you walk 45 seconds, you know you're at 100 meters.
This is the one we don't use much here at Woodline Tracking, and the one we stay away from because
train affects your time too.
Yeah, well, and the tactical side of it is sometimes you might be sit there waiting for, you've been there for a long time, waiting for some guy to move on by, or you're not sure if there's anybody ahead and you're performing shears, so that kind of screws up your time and keeping track. You're not saying you can't do it, but it's tougher to use the time being tactical, and just like the average pace going up and down the hills can be difficult. You just gotta to know the distance and knowing if I'm going up a hill, how many steps I have now. What's the last one, the one that we mostly use?
Rangefinder / guessing.
Yeah, or gauging distance.
Let me go get the rangefinder. Here's the rangefinder.
Yeah, that's the rangefinder. And basically we use this one the most reading. You can become pretty accurate, not even using one, just by judging the distance,
and doing it over and over and over.
Over and over, and as you have found out, over and over again makes you good at it. So we're going to go out in the field right now, and we're going to show you how to do that. Okay, now we're out here in the field, and we're going to demonstrate the third method, gauging your distance and tracking your distance. This is probably the method we mostly use here at Woodline, and we're going to use the man on azimuth method. Basically all that is you're sending a guy out there, and you will keep track of him, and you will stop him, and then you will guide him on azimuth with your compass, and we're going to be using radios to communicate back and forth, or you can use hand signals, and once he is on the azimuth, then basically we'll stop him there, and then I can guesstimate the distance, or I can shoot it with a rangefinder. The rangefinder gives you a pretty good distance, accurate distance, and it also will help you become better at guesstimating it without a rangefinder. And you'll find through a little practice you can become pretty good at guesstimating the distance and stay accurate. Now most rangefinders tell you the distance in yards, and a lot of the maps are using meters, but you just got to convert it. Remember, there's 109 yards to 100 meters, or for what we do, we just guesstimate and use 11 yards to every 10 meters is another thing, and break it down and just write it down. It's simple to do. So now we're going to get started. Both of us are going to shoot 190 azimuth, and we want both of you to shoot it so he can see what direction he needs to go and make some mark so he doesn't wander off and go the wrong way. All right, you got it?
Yeah.
Head on out. I will tell you when to stop. Okay, stop. I'm beginning to lose you. Take one big step, my left. You're an asthma, see that. Okay, pretty simple as you can see how to do it. Now, and you can use hand signals, you have to use it. Now I'm going to guesstimate. I think his distance is probably roughly 35 yards. Now let me shoot in the rangefinder and I'll see. He's about 34. Let me shoot him again. Yeah, he's about 34 yards. So we would then write it down. 34 yards on this leg of our journey. Okay, you saw us out in the field doing it. It's not difficult, but you're not gonna master this unless you do it. And as for any skill, I don't care what people tell you, their parents will like these skills. If you don't do them regularly, you will not be as good as you are. And that's a proven fact. I know people try to argue different, but that's not true. So I urge you, own it. If you find land nav valuable, order our book and practice it and own it. Remember, time may go on, but your life may not.
Enjoy.